So hopefully what we notice with most good golf swings is a shot with lots of speed, as we see there, good ball speed, great carry at 161 yards. So I've hit a 7-iron there, and like I said, I think what you generally see with the best players in the world is that they create lots of speed, lots of power, but it doesn't really look like they're putting lots and lots of effort into the shot. Now, I know a lot of the time people say, yeah, but I'm not one of the best players in the world. Possibly that's why you're watching this video. And what I'll see with most club golfers is everything looks very, very hurried. And even though I got lots of speed out of that club head, we could see the ball speed drop down and the carry still got out okay. But that felt like any number of shots could have happened there. So how do we create that effortless power and speed like all good ball strikers, if not all the best players in the world? So a huge part of that is how the downswing occurs. Now, because I think a lot of golfers get in a reasonable position on the way back, so they'll get their club to the top of their backswing, and the way they want to start that speed is it's very upper body orientated. They kind of feel they pull the club down because they get told lots of lag's going to get lots of speed. But it just creates some huge issues with club face control, low point control, strike, and then like I said, every shot is possible. But the way you see the best players in the world start their downswing is completely different. So once they get to the top of their golf swing, there's 3 movements involved. We get a move towards the target, we get some rotation, and then we get some push. But what we want to do is kind of work through the 3. Now, I do appreciate it's not always easy to focus on doing all 3 things. And what you'll tend to find is everyone has one that the majority of their speed comes from. But if you work through all 3, we're definitely going to find which one you find easiest, because it'll be your most speed, but it will also be the best contact. So the first one we're going to work on is the first movement. We're going to get to the top and we're going to feel that we glide towards the target. I know you're going to worry, does glide mean slide? Maybe to a point. So what we're going to do, get to the top of the swing and feel we get as much weight into that front foot as possible. And that's all we're thinking about on this first shot. So from there, so I felt very aggressive into my left side. All of a sudden we see that jump to 89 mile an hour club speed. We see the ball speed there at 118.6 and 177 carry. That's a big jump. Maybe a little bit of moisture on the ball there, bit low spin, but straight away there, for a lot of golfers, they don't do that movement. So let's do one more where we really get into that lead foot, my left foot, as hard and as early as I can. So again, feels very aggressive. 88.5 mile an hour club speed, nearly 122 ball speed, and 182. So I think you'll agree. There's something in that even for me, isn't there, that the more aggressive I can get onto my left side, we see a pickup. And hopefully lots of comments get made about my swing. Lots maybe not as complimentary, but a lot of people say, doesn't look like you generate that amount of speed. So there's a little bit of that effortless there for me, but I'd probably do all 3 of these quite well. So the first one we want you to work on is really getting into that lead side as hard as you can. Now, I do think the reason a lot of golfers don't is because what they get told they need to do to start their downswing is turn out the way. Now, the problem is when you just turn, we tend to get some steepness into our downswing. Now, the beauty is if you move into that lead side, we get shallowness, then the turn steepens a bit. So now, once we get onto that left side, we're going to feel like we get that left hip to turn out the way as fast as we can. So we're going to get to the top, move left, and then turn. Again, feels quick. So let's see with the golf ball, can I get that feeling? Now, definitely strike-wise felt a little bit thin. and definitely going left. So I do see this when I work on this, but we're looking at effortless power. So we see 90 mile an hour club speed, ball speed at 120, and 182 carry. Now, all I would say is, as you work through the three things, if you find it hard doing all three, just think about one at a time, but you won't see the full benefit. So if you can, try and do what we're doing in the video. So again, we're going to get onto that left side and then turn that hip out of the way. So that felt good. So 90.6 mile an hour club head speed. So we're getting quicker and quicker. 121.6 and 181 carry. So moving left and rotation. So we've got two of the three things that we're working on consciously. Now that's not to say that as you work through, you won't already be doing the other things. You probably will. But the final piece of the jigsaw, we're going to move onto that left side. We're going to feel like the hip gets out of the way, and then we're going to feel we straighten that left leg very aggressively. And I know when golfers hear about pushing into the floor, they kind of go, right, well, if I bend my knee, I'm pushing. You're not pushing that. When you straighten the leg, that's the press. So again, I know this is a lot to think about, but we're going to get there, left side, turn, and then straighten the leg. Now, maybe a little bit heavy with the strike, but 91.5 mile an hour club head speed, 122 ball speed, and 181.4. So we're maybe getting to that point now where I'm maxed out, but we can see I'm definitely picking up a little bit of speed. And like I've said a few times, I already do all three of these things pretty well. Just imagine if you're a golfer who doesn't really do a lot of this, the kind of jumps you could see, and yet it'll feel like you're putting nothing into the golf swing. So let's go again. Move left, turn, and then straighten that leg. Now, definitely a little bit thin with the strike. 90.3 mile an hour. Didn't feel I quite straightened the leg enough there, but still a very good shot and still getting out a long, long way. So let's go one last one before I tell you what I would personally focus on for my game. So felt decent. So again, 90.3, 121 ball speed, and 179 carry. Now, definitely for me, out of the three, I think I moved decently onto my left side, and I think there's an element of rotation. But definitely for me, the push feeling is that as I get into my left side, if I straighten my leg, we can see how that hip kind of moves out of the way anyway. So I'm going to exaggerate just for my golf swing, the bit I feel makes the biggest difference. It might not be for you, that's why you need to run through the three stages, see what works for you. So definitely more of the push for me. So 93 mile an hour, my quickest ball speed so far. Not my best strike, but ball speed still at 121. So even though that wasn't my longest shot, we could see at 93 mile an hour. I mean, I'm not normally swinging 7-iron at that speed. So let's go one last one. Let's see if we can get more than 93. Just focusing for me on the push part of my downswing. So not my quickest club head speed, but 92, so still super fast for me. 124 ball speed, quickest ball speed today, and carry at 181. So hopefully, comment below if you agree, those swings still looked effortless, but I'm picking up speed, picking up distance, because like I said, it's having that sequence in the downswing to stop rushing. We are swinging quicker, but we're creating the energy in the right way. So we're going to get to the top of the swing, we're going to move towards the target, get the pressure in that lead foot, turn the hip out of the way, and then straighten the leg. And if you can do that, effortless power is absolutely in there, waiting to come out. We're going to get you swinging better, hitting more good shots, and ultimately enjoying your golf more than ever. So guys, hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, like it and share it. Comment below and I'll get back to as many people as I can. Hopefully catch up with some of you guys down here soon. Stay in contact.